Good morning. It's June 1st, Sunday. I might make it to the Methodist church before they get done. Probably not before they start. I don't know. Usually there's like multiple services. I'm gonna pop in after this just because I said I was going to. But let's see. I'm thinking today's kind of like an opposite day. I mean, what's being the devil's advocate when you're like, he is himself as the good guy? Everyone wants to make out to be the bad guy while they're all fucking around and not even being good to the people around them and getting away with it, and everybody's loving it, and everybody hates the person that comes in and says, hey, what's going on? Shh, he's here. We gotta drugs. Yeah. That's why women need to be controlled. I don't mean that in a negative way. I just mean, yeah, like mothers and daughters and girls with their girlfriends, like, can really cause a fucking family, a town, anything, problems. That's why lately we've been on this, the opposite end of the divine feminine kick, about why the bitch gotta be put in her place. Made all the kids, well, fucking take care of them. Rather than lay in bed and get everything you ever wanted and then play the victim and act like everybody else is stupid and you're carrying them. When mama's just a little girl who I got to raise. So the Psalms for today, we got 46:10. It says, be still and know that I am God. I will be exalted among the nations, and I will be exalted in the earth. In essence, it urges listeners to quiet their concerns, acknowledge God's presence and power, and trust that He will bring about His purpose, both in the world and in their own lives. This calls for a cessation of striving and letting go of anxieties and recognition of God's sovereignty. Well, and so I'll just talk about what, right? The other constituents of my party. I mean, since I'm stuck with the symbol of the sun is a circle with a dot in it. And I gotta be both those fucking things and hold this huge gap in the middle. It's fucking ridiculous. Well, so if Trump was pardoned on 36 counts, including some about a bribe with the porn star, and he was married at the time, I believe, and everyone elected in Elon Musk, and he's always on drugs, that's okay. What's wrong with that? Hey, everybody picked him to balance the books. Maybe he should be my best friend. He likes space. We could talk about rockets. And we like women. A lot. He probably gets bored because he's got all this money and he can do whatever he wants, but really there's nobody else more interesting than I am. Pretty much. We like making jokes about jokes that nobody gets until years later. And I wanted to point out, my mother, of all people, she loves Elon Musk. She says, yeah, but he can do whatever. He can get away with whatever he wants because he's autistic. I'm like, so then that's your excuse? That's why you want to be diagnosed as autistic? But then if I'm not taking any drugs, not even multivitamins, I'm still crazy? And if I bring up, well, fuck, women just fall into bed with him for money, you know? Because he's got money. Why aren't women taking care of their kids? Focus on that. She gets all mad and shit. But she's willing to support Elon Musk, you know. See, playing, it doesn't make sense. But I brought Donald Trump, and she's like, literally, she says, somebody just shoot that son of a bitch. I said, I wouldn't say that, Mom. I wouldn't want anybody to get hurt. That's fucking, that's the president. I wouldn't talk about fucking killing the president, Mom. So I don't give a fuck. I hope somebody shoots the son of a bitch. See? And this is the tyranny I gotta live under. But then you bring up anybody else, like, oh, George Washington. Oh, yeah, but he had all these slaves. He just slept with his slave girls, Jefferson, too. Nah, 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 nah. But then she's like, perfect. Support any, and her support doesn't even make any sense. So, going in her line of thinking, Elon Musk should be my best fucking friend. I mean, I don't give a fuck about money either. Let's burn it. I mean, fuck, let's have a good time. Especially, fuck, you gotta be on drugs to sit through all that fucking presidential shit. It sounds like a boring ass job. You just stand around all day, look at paperwork, sit there for hours trying to stay awake. You're gonna need some fucking Adderall. I don't know how they don't just hand that shit out like when you go into a church and they got that little dish there for you to, in a Catholic church, to put they should have a tray of that right at the fucking door going into every fucking building, and that has to do with the government and the courthouse especially. They don't want anybody to pay attention because nobody gives a fuck anyway. They're just like, can we get this over? Are you gonna put me in jail? Are you gonna let me go for free? Like, just like write down the number, and whether I can pay it or not, I mean, it's not up to me, it's up to God whether I can come up with the money, and you guys supposedly got God, and fuck, you just waste everybody's time. You're getting paid to sit around on your fucking thumbs and do nothing. And this is the system? Shit. You need drugs. What drugs have to do with anything anyway, huh? My mother's the one that introduced me to drugs and cigarettes, and said that, now, Josh, you can always tell me everything. I'm your mother. Secondly, she said, if you're ever going to do drugs, you need to do them at home. That way, you can be safe, and I can keep an eye on you. She separated from my stepdad. First guy she got with. I'd only been going to work at Pizza Ranch for a week. Not even that. Probably my second, third day. She's supposed to come pick me up from work. Instantly, she's fucking off the rocker. She comes home. I had to walk home, and I walk in, and there's like 4 guys from a fucking band. She just went to the bar and brought a band home. That's what she gets every guy she gets. But then she acts like she's not a barfly, and she's all perfect and shit. Like she's playing both sides, but she's like light on both. I don't know. And then I walk in, and then they'll offer me weed. And then my mom bought me cigarettes. The only thing she ever bought me. I mean, everything she bought me in my entire life, in like 4 years, she bought me more than like 3 times that much in cigarettes. Only negative shit. Only things that hold me back. So, hey. But she protected my brother when it came to meth and him stealing things. And she wouldn't protect me for nothing. We got Akasha in reverse here, though. See, your guidance is divinely guided. Now I am the divine guide. I am guiding. Anyone talking about somebody being on drugs or talking about somebody's crazy, the first thing is that person is 100% suspect of being a narcissist and not fucking paying attention to what they're fucking doing. Because the mind is drug. The mind is the drug in question. That's always, where is it at? Where is it at? Oh, today it's just you're tired. Oh, maybe if you have some coffee, you'll feel better. Oh, is that a drug or is your sleepiness the drug? Oh, your blood pressure, you can't manage it. Well, if you get diabetes, where do you think you get that from? From consuming too much sugar, Oh, but it's genetic. Yeah, but they've done studies on it. The DNA updates itself every minute based upon the conditions of your environment, by your mind state, and what you've told yourself. And so those looking for excuses find excuses. They break down until they get to a comfy spot where they can get away with whatever they want. Well, see, that's why they made the ego, who is Christ within, turn against everyone, as that's the spell of the Bible. Either you work with him or you're going to get fucked by him. Because everyone has that. But if there's one above that everyone has, then there has to be one below that has to show up and manifest and show up as an actual human being. But it only happened one time in all of human history. That's why I'm not Jesus. That's the other guy. I'm not the devil. Well, that's also the other guy. I'm the conglomerate. And on the point. We're guided today. Be reminded we're in the age of light. The whole human race has been training for this for lifetimes. Everyone's suggested they should get out in nature today. Empaths are highly sensitive. Highly sensitive people. Funny thing about that. But people who are numb and not very sensitive will probably be on the most drugs all at one time, just to maintain being normal, because they can't feel their own emotions and they gotta hide from it. That's not an empath. That's a psychopath. Well, we all have to raise our mothers. That's why. I saw this picture the other day of like a family in the 1920s or something. And for every year that this couple was married, they had a child. And so there's like 15 kids all like lined up like 2 inches shorter than the next one. I'd like to have that. Yeah, I hate Elon Musk. 'Cause I'm jealous. That's it. Yeah, that's probably a little bit true. I'd be happy with just one. And Adderall's good enough, but they don't give me Adderall. Yeah, that's true. Saturn. If you're going to do something, why take the lesser evil? What's the lesser evil? What's evil? Why are you doing things? If you're not trusting in God and letting God lead forward, then, God wouldn't put you in them situations if it wasn't for a reason. That's why traditionally God chooses the black sheep. So everyone who's accepted and has somebody, it's hard for them to say that they're chosen by God. And that's what's weird. Because they always have a group and a family and all that and stuff. And so then that's what's weird, how they've had the system set up that way. So then everybody, supposedly about God, is together at church. And they got a family and stuff. And the black sheep, well, God says, well, it's Sunday. Here, somebody's going to call you up and say, hey, I got that bag for you. And then you spend 3 days with God in the abyss, going over all the trauma. And thinking of ways that you can help other people while you're suffering, rather than finding a nice cozy place, an easy way out, and just people to support you just because, well, you got the same group or whatever. Because God traditionally has to pick up those that don't have anybody. You can't just go to the bar and go pick up somebody. There's just the mark of God on them. Have a hard time fitting in anywhere. You almost got to be a president. Or choose to be a pastor 40 years in your life. Because then you can actually hold that shit. And everyone is going to be pushed away. That was pushed away is going to have to come to you now. Or they can just turn off their TVs and throw away their Bibles and all that shit. Because the system and everything's been set up to look all fucked up so that nobody can hide. Everyone reveals themselves pretty fucking quick. There's not really a point in judging anyone. I mean, you can bring up facts. I do that all the time. But that doesn't mean, I'm who's bending anyone's opinion. It's the truth. It's the truth. I mean, if that's what happened, then that's what happened. And everyone can make up whatever they want to think about it. And if they're picking sides and shit and trying to go with anybody that's being the abuser, that's got people supported, that are being supported and, got people under them and shit, then they're probably on the wrong side. Jesus carries the black sheep. So that's funny, that the weird thing about people raised as Christian, told don't get in trouble, don't do any of that bad stuff, don't do any drugs, none of this. But Jesus forgives you no matter what. Oh, but then, you did drugs? Get out of my house. What? But Jesus. Changed my mind. Oh, yeah? Yeah. The she-wolf. What good is life if it's easy and you just fit in a nice little cozy container? You'd be all nice and clean, easy. God did it. Bullshit. God puts us through the fucking rigmarole, through the gauntlet, and it never fucking stops. Unleash the wild within. But it came out in reverse. Yeah, I'm the alpha. I'm a she-wolf. And what's being wild? Just trying to be like, oh, look at me, I'm tough. Oh, yeah. Okay. Anybody that fucking does that fucking puffs up and shit, I think that's dumb shit. That's fucking weak. You're gonna puff up, you might as well puff up at the gym and look in the mirror and pound yourself. Fucking. As soon as you gotta show aggression to somebody, it shows how you're insecure. And you need an audience and people to back up. And then you gotta go tell everybody about it. Well, if you're gonna tell anybody about it and back it up, then you might as well do it like this. And who's going, oh, well, who's right or wrong? It's just the facts. The facts are the facts. I don't know if I've had a fair fight in my entire life. Which just shows a show. Yeah, so then what's a tough guy? Or if he always needs his boys? And how tough could he be if he couldn't convince somebody or listen to somebody say something, and he can't stand it so much that he's got to hurt the person? Shows how fucking weak a motherfucker is. You're not a man if you can't control yourself. Death. And what does death do? Death ain't fighting nobody. Ain't even touching the ground. Just walking through with the fucking banner. It's death. Period. Death. Period. None of the others have that. Oh yeah, they do, I guess. I don't notice that. That's weird. They don't have a period. So justice. Period. I don't really have anything to talk about this morning. Other than shit. Yeah. If I had some weird ass fucking friends, probably Elon Musk. He ain't gonna own me and tell me what to do. And if I wanted to be like that, why the fuck would he want to hang out with me? Exactly. Anybody else be like, ooh, you're so awesome. I want to fight with him. I don't give a fuck either way. He's just a good example to bring up for examples. I mean, that's what he wanted, right? He wanted to be noticed, talked about. Well, let's talk about it. And where's MGK? Let's talk about it. I think it's from the song Hollywood Horror. Yeah, well. Well, Elon paid to have me banned from YouTube for a few months so he could get me over on his platform. And then banish me off of there and keep my stuff. Hollywood did burn down while I was there. And they moved me over to Instagram. Well, that's where I moved to. And then he got lonely, so he invited me back. He was like, yeah, we were mistaken. Of course you're mistaken. The other day, somebody who has a wonderful tarot channel, I doubt she's ever said anything or done anything on her channel whatsoever that could be banned. And I don't know, I'm sure she had hundreds, maybe 1,000 videos. And she's has had videos with other tarot readers, one in Brazil, another one in Canada. They're well known. And YouTube just decided, we're stealing our stuff. Boom, you're blocked out. We took it. You don't exist. No, you can't appeal. Done. Bye. Really? That's how we do business. When YouTube basically steals our soul and everything we have to say on a rating system and can do whatever they want with it. But ultimately, they're making money hand over fist and getting to jack everybody. And for the most part, nobody gets anything for anything. And they get paid 10 times, if not more, what any individual gets paid. I mean, it's totally based on a RAPE system. So, to be on here, who's fucking needing to follow the rules? What rules? They don't play by any rules. I'm here to have a voice, or just to be here, just want to. So chicken and shit's hide. There are no mistakes in life, only choices. Yeah, as if sometimes there's no choices. And the only one is the one you're left with. And the system can set that up and make it look like it's God. So then who's God? The system's setting everyone up to have no choices other than the easy choice. Oh, okay, you can suck your thumb the rest of your life and call yourself a family man. Or you're going to do the hard thing. Every fucking singer, just pretty much there ever is, got their inspiration from the peace pipe. Because in order to become a singer, you have to have met God. Otherwise, what are you fucking contracting? You have to have your testimony. Carefully weighing pros and cons, choosing wisely between different options. Got Libra and Pisces. See what time is it here? Yeah, I'm a little late. Let's see here. Let's head out. Let's a short passage here out of here we are. 2 short passages out of the Kabbalah. Page 150 and 151. Hey, what a coincidence. Living in the material world. This passage is called Tasting the Sparks. When you eat and drink, you experience enjoyment and pleasure from the food and drink. Arouse yourself every moment to ask and wonder, what is this enjoyment and pleasure? What is it that I'm tasting? Answer yourself, this is nothing but the holy sparks from the sublime, holy worlds that are within the food and drink. Meaning it's less about how much you spend for food, more about how much you appreciate it. For us, what it is. If you haven't eaten in 6 days and you have some dry cat food, you find it tastes not too bad. There's probably things that you eat all the time and it tastes worse than that. But it's accepted. And dry cat food's probably healthier too. You know, all my mom's dogs, they all died from heart problems. I told her, I'm like, you don't feed dogs, especially human food. It's bad for them. It gives them heart problems. You don't know what you're talking about. I said, I've worked for 2 vet clinics and I've gone to school for medical. You were a nurse and you're not able to take care of yourself or help heal anyone, you know. And I've held over 200 animals that their parents, for whatever reason, that the animal was sick. And I was the one that had to spend the last 2 weeks with them and became their best friend, or they'd practically forgotten their family because I was the one that gave them all that attention 24 hours a day. And of the things that my mom did for the dogs, she'll go to McDonald's and order 6 cheeseburgers and hand them out to the dogs. The dogs never go anywhere, they just lay on the floor. She won't go for a walk herself, so she won't take the dogs for a walk. I got abused and beat as a child, and she would stand by that if the dog shit on the floor because I didn't take it out fast enough. The dog they forced upon me. But for the last 10 years, while I've been gone, the dogs were allowed to shit in the house and piss in the house. To do the exact opposite of where my trauma came from. And I can't say and do nothing about it. And so then it goes to show who shouldn't be allowed to have any money and should have a caretaker in the family, and is the least responsible person in the entire family, and who's the one that keeps everyone apart and manipulates everyone to serve her, and she never has to do anything for anyone, and she's a gossiper. But we gotta love our parents. They can't get mad if we tell the truth, because she told me I always tell the truth. And that is the truth. She'll never steal. She supported my brother for stealing. She raised him exclusively. And he would steal all the time, even from her. And yet, I got turned down from a job at Walmart, because I've already told this story before. But during COVID, during the month of July, after my mom left me on a cold, told me she'd send me $2,000 on my birthday, when I told her the day before that I needed some help. Otherwise, I'm on the street. This would be bad. And then she didn't answer the next day. Wouldn't answer. She turned up, blocked my number and so I stopped calling her. And then I didn't talk to her for 3 years. While I was going through this, when I came back, she's like, I was sick. So you left your son out in the cold to die, and you made sure he couldn't reach you. So you're playing everybody, and you're manipulating everyone while you're just living it up. You'll go fucking drop a hundo on fucking frappuccinos and make sure you got enough so you don't have to leave your bed for the week. Like, and you're in charge of the family money. But you should have somebody that walks you through the paces and make sure you get up on time. Make sure that you go for a walk each day. Make sure that you take care of your chores. Well, so during that summer, and so this is something the system can hold against me, even though it's from South Dakota, and it said that it made promise. Okay, well, as long as you don't do anything for 100, 300 days or whatever, then it doesn't matter. But it's on my record and still holding me back. So I went into a gas station. I was starving to death, literally. And I went in and I grabbed a bunch of stuff and I came to the counter. He put it all in the bag, rung it up. And he said, okay, it's going to be this much. And then I put my contact info on the counter and walked out. I didn't get away with anything. But then they say I stole more than two, that it was theft. Well, I didn't steal it, for one. Secondly, I left my information. And I was assaulted. And the thing says, well, if you're good for 300 days, then this should fall off. So then I can't get a job anywhere because I'm a thief now. When all the people I know will steal things. I mean, just regular good people. And say, well, it's not a big deal. It's this or that. Fucking, I have a lot more higher principles than that. There's no gray. There's not really any gray area to me. It's kind of black and white when it comes to certain things. When it comes to drugs, shit, that's that's an impossible gray area, because everybody's fucking out of their minds. Especially if they were trained by somebody and they didn't ever look outside their own window and read and study and have those experiences themselves to even know what the fuck's going on. But when it comes to somebody else's property and stuff, fuck. I put my information on the counter, and that whole town was hawking me. Even the churches stopped giving out food to make sure that I had nowhere and nothing whatsoever. They would come down to that. So I would be working Walmart right now, doing their setup crew. But I got turned down because 4 years ago I stole something, but I didn't steal anything. I didn't get away with nothing, and I put my information on the counter, but none of that stuff's in there. See, so then that legal report is bullshit. It's a waste of everybody's time and energy. And so that's how it is. See, the law just records whatever is convenient, and they don't even have a description there. There's no information whatsoever. So the background check is totally discriminatory. And if anything, if somebody is, if the boss or whatever, see, the thing is, there's no accountability at the top. So then anybody comes up, they can just look at the paper and go, says this, I decide this. Hey, I want your fucking background check. I want to know, I need to know 3 references about you and where they live at. I need to have your phone number. I need to know the last 5 places you worked at. I need to know if you've done anything wrong in the last 10 years and who you're associated with, if I'm going to work for you. Because you basically have all this power and you don't have to do anything for anything. You just sit around like fucking corn on the cob, like mom. And judge people based upon not even being able to judge things. The system is so fucking wrong and corrupt. And the same person that will say that I can't get a job because I have a theft on there. That's all, the only thing. When I'm starving to death. And I have proof of all this. Probably voted for Donald Trump. 36-time felon. See? It's automatically to put everyone to be like, hello, is anybody fucking home? Huh? So who would you rather be president? Hey, when I looked at porn, I wasn't married. I didn't pay off any porn stars. And what's the 36 charges? That's a lot of charges. Okay, so then if we can have somebody who is on drugs all the time, run the government budget, and the one that is a cheater, among other, and a liar, elected in, and he's allowed to make executive orders and go visit every leader in the world, the bombs innocent children and shit, and just write everything he wants to in existence, then hello, I don't think anybody has fucking anything to stand on next to me if they voted. If you voted in the last election, then you're stupid. Because who the fuck you voting for? Are you American or what? You know, you want somebody else to pick up the tab, somebody else to blame, somebody else as an excuse? Come on, get your shit together. At the same time, if I was going to be on anybody's team, well, I'm not going to be under any of them. It's going to have to be like the 2 angels. They're going to have to be equal. Because I need a job that fucking easy. At the same time, as there's a lot of things up on Capitol Hill that I'd be perfect for, but I'm not sitting around for 12 hours a day fucking listening to jabber boxes. I have the discernment. And I could do everybody's fucking taxes while I was stoned, drunk, or gacked out. And I wouldn't walk out with anybody else's wife. I'd make sure that she was single. So, it just shows America, that America out there, if it was a unanimous decision, ain't nobody got shit on me, because y'all voted them in. And if nobody out here is going to support me, then I probably belong with them, making the laws, deciding who gets pardoned and who goes to fucking jail. Get to see the secret surveillance tapes on everyone and come up with excuses and reasons to do whatever the fuck I want when I'm not like that. But of all people, I should have that right if they have that right, right? And I've done my whole journey. I've walked it right here on between 3 different platforms. 4 if you count good old Facebook, where I wrote my novel, so that Zuckerberg could have his Illuminati jacket. See, he's tattooed. Yeah, because fucking Illuminati showed up at his door and fucking left all the information in his fucking house before cutting the lights. Anyway, I'm gonna go to church. See what this is about. I'll check you later.